I understand fully now. Okay? It's a disaster.
Chef Ramsay has observed many difficult situations over the years.
Give me my check!
Tonight's dinner service might just be the craziest he has ever seen.
I am absolutely at the end of my rope. I don't have anyone to lean on. I really don't. Chef Ramsay is our last hope.
Today we're doing another Kitchen Nightmares behavior change breakdown, this time of the dysfunctional Saffron family, owners of an LA restaurant called The Burger Kitchen.
You've got Danny, you've got his girlfriend, you've got the mother, and you've got the father.
Yep.
None of them go to the top floor. The elevator don't go there, brother. I'm sorry, chef.
Kitchen Nightmares is such an excellent show for discussing behavioral science because although the food is usually pretty bad at these restaurants, the business is almost always really failing because of some sort of behavioral issue with the owners. And a very common theme in the show is that the owners are in complete denial and blind to whatever the issues might be. And that is extremely true for the dysfunctional Saffron family.
This is the most fucked up place I've ever worked at. The entire family is insane. They're all crazy. I don't know what to say.
Alan and Gen Saffron opened a restaurant called The Burger Kitchen.
Is the business making money?
No, we're losing $5,000 up to $6,000 a month every month.
What's going wrong?
Yelpers killed us.
Is there a plot against you from Yelp to close this business?
No question in my mind.
I mean, it could be the Yelpers or it could be any of this.
A natural for 44.
Yes, he is doing a natural for 44.
How is the order coming for the bar?
No, you behind the bar, behind the bar.
Did you add wine to the mushroom recipe?
That's how you make sauté mushrooms.
I just asked a question. Did you add wine?
Yes, ma'am.
Their food needs a lot of help. It's unseasoned, undercooked, and just generally bizarre. But more than anything, their toxic family dynamic makes for a very poorly run business. The chef hasn't been paid in weeks.
He has been working on the spirit of getting paid.
The staff is extremely unhappy.
Such a chaotic work environment with Alan, Jen, Daniel. It is just a train wreck and a half.
And the most glaring issue is that
I got a sizable inheritance from my grandfather.
I was managing his money, so I actually took part of that money.
and yet the owner, Alan, is clueless to where any of the problems might stem from.
My son has a great deal of resentment towards me, and I don't know why.
You might ask yourself, how can someone be so blind to something so obvious? He stole $250,000 from his son to open a restaurant that's bleeding money.
These are the first thing they've asked for. Danny, could you put more money in? What the fuck is that, man?
And not only is the son being asked to foot the bill, but he's clearly stressed as hell. And Alan is somehow confused about what the problem is. Like, how can someone be this blind? The answer is cognitive dissonance. We've all heard the term cognitive dissonance, but have you ever seen it in action? Because this family is exactly what it looks like. But before we get into the video, a quick message from today's sponsor. If you haven't already, check out my behavior change guide, How to Change. It's a 60-page program that will help you get motivated and break down bad habits. Click the link in the description box to check it out today. Also, we have a Discord now. The link is also in the description box if you want to come chat with us on Discord. And back to the video. Starting with the food.
Chef Ramsay will love my burgers without a shadow of a doubt.
At Burger Kitchen, everyone but the owners are well aware that the food is simply not good.
Oh, this is award-winning.
Yeah.
Great.
Customers find it gross, the chef knows it's bad, and Gordon Ramsay,
Bland, tasteless, raw meats, no flavour. I mean, that is ghastly. Shocking.
yet the owner Alan is totally blindsided.
I can't believe that my burger was that bad.
What about the food?
I'd say it's 4 to 5 stars.
4 to 5 stars, so you're 1 star out. Okay.
I don't know what to think anymore.
Just look at these facial expressions as he slowly starts to realize that Gordon Ramsay thinks his food is terrible.
That's Ramsay, by the way. She's not gonna like it. What? She's not gonna like it.
His world's been turned upside down.
I don't know what to think anymore.
And maybe that's because this whole restaurant is riding on this belief.
Alan's always had the dream to run a restaurant because he's always enjoyed meat.
Some people have called me a meat sculptor or a meat creator.
With hundreds of thousands of dollars and your relationship with your son online, there's a lot to lose here. It would be a bit late to admit to yourself that you may in fact not be a meat connoisseur.
Alan, you're not a meat expert. You don't know a thing about meat.
And in actuality, this whole stealing from your son thing to open a restaurant was in reality a pretty bad idea the entire time. Especially considering the fact that not one owner has any form of restaurant experience. Cognitive dissonance refers to the mental conflict that occurs when there's a disconnect between a person's behavior and their beliefs or thoughts. Discovering that you're in fact not a meat expert and therefore totally unqualified to own a restaurant would be dissonant with the fact that you spent every last dollar and your son's mental health in order to open this restaurant. Also, most people like to think of themselves as decent people and good parents, Alan likely included. This belief would therefore be dissonant with the fact that you forced your son into opening a restaurant that he didn't want to be a part of by stealing his inheritance. And as the theory of cognitive dissonance goes, people need to resolve this conflict in one way or another, and their mind will go to extreme lengths to do so.
I believe Chef David can't handle the menu. He's not an executive chef, as he claims.
We didn't do good.
He's a pastry chef, pastry chef, pastry chef.
So what is the dissonant brain to do in this situation? How is cognitive dissonance resolved? Well, resolving it essentially boils down to changing your behavior or changing your mind. It's either accept fault and make change, take that blow to your self-image, or make excuses, shift blame, rationalize, deny, discount, do anything you can to alter your perception of reality.
We've made some errors here in staffing.
This is the co-owner, Alan's wife, Jen. All we really know about her is that she likes mushrooms.
Mushrooms are important to me. I'm from Poland.
And she's a medium rare kind of girl.
I am a medium rare girl.
Jen is certain she knows the real reason that Burger Kitchen isn't doing as well as they'd hoped. And conveniently, it's someone else, Chef David Blaine.
This is Chef David.
Is Chef David Blaine?
Yes.
What, the magician?
No, he's not the magician.
Right.
He's
David, that was fucking hideous.
Jen is loving every second of Gordon reprimanding Chef David for the hideous food he consumed earlier.
Everything I've tasted has been nasty, awful, bland.
That is some serious joy right there. Until that is, David proves that it's not his fault that the food tastes so bad by creating a delicious burger that Gordon loves.
It's delicious. Thank you, Chef.
If you know that your burgers are better than what you're cooking currently, what the fuck are you doing?
When I came in here, I wasn't allowed to do any of my recipes. I had to do exactly what Alan told me to do.
Your chef says that he's forced to follow your recipes.
Imagine knowing that you told this chef to make the food exactly as you said, knowing he has zero control in the kitchen whatsoever.
Explain this to me, Jen.
He does have a lot of control in the kitchen.
That's not true, Chef.
And then still having the audacity to blame him for the issues at your restaurant. That is cognitive dissonance.
Delicious.
Thank you, Chef.
Would you like to have a little taste?
Now watch this. Jen can't even taste his food. People attempt to relieve this psychological tension in different ways, such as minimizing, denying, or scapegoating other people, such as the chef.
He wants to blame me for everything. Do you see a chef hat on me? Do you see me swirling the pans and making the patties? How am I that powerful? I'm a 64-year-old woman.
Meanwhile, Gordon hates Alan's burger.
I just made a burger. My ingredients.
Your own ingredients?
Yes.
Wow. And you made this?
Yes.
It's amazing.
That is hideous.
Look at his face. He's literally being slapped in the face with cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance can feel like anxiety, confusion, rage. It's an overall sense of discomfort that is triggered when a person's beliefs are challenged by the introduction of contradictory evidence. Jen literally has to get up and leave. She's so uncomfortable when her chef David impresses Gordon Ramsay.
But the chef's success doesn't appear to be appreciated by one of the owners.
Jen, come on.
Jen got up from the tasting because Jen wanted me to be the reason that their pitiful restaurant hasn't made it. 100% I am their scapegoat.
Alan and Jen are slowly being confronted with irrefutable evidence that all the problems at Burger Kitchen are their fault. But here's the magic of cognitive dissonance. As the evidence gets stronger, so does our desperation and motivation to ignore it. Things are really insane during dinner service at Burger Kitchen. There was so much yelling in this 40-minute section that I was literally getting anxiety.
Get the fuck out of here! You wanna threaten me? You wanna threaten me? Get the fuck out of here! You're done! Goodbye!
The chef gets fired. Alan and Jen can't afford to pay him, so they try and borrow more money from Daniel.
For the record, I'm not on Prozac, dear.
But for the record, you should be.
And then the girlfriend gets in between, and Gordon is just like in shock. Walking into this mayhem every day and watching their son melt down under the weight of a failing business he never wanted would increase the level of cognitive dissonance Alan and Jen experience.
I live in this like depressed fucking world. You're fucking killing me, you know? You really are.
According to the theory, the more effort, commitment, and responsibility for consequences involved, the more motivated an individual will be to resist and deny new contradictory evidence. As a reality check, Gordon Ramsay literally brings in the Yelp reviewers.
Chef Ramsay gathered Yelpers to prove to the family and to the staff the real damage they have caused to their reputation.
There's a lot of Yelpers.
They're all real. We're all real. All of our reviews mean something. It's feedback for you to use however you'd like. Hi.
Is there a plot against you from Yelp to close this business?
No question in my mind.
There are like 10 people here telling Alan to his face that they had a terrible experience at his restaurant.
Wrote a review. I received a response from you that basically told me I didn't know what I was talking about, and it was essentially my fault that I had a bad review.
And yet, with these people standing here and Gordon Ramsay being the one to tell him, he's still struggling to accept reality.
Every Yelper lies. They hurt and damage restaurants by doing this.
Not only that, but we learn he's been going on Yelp and attacking people, sending them barrages of messages.
At one point, you threatened to turn us over to the hate crime division of the LAPD.
Instead of saying, sorry, come back in, I will make it better, it was kind of an attack.
And we might laugh and think how preposterous this guy's behavior is, but you would be shocked at how often we all do this in our everyday lives, even in the face of irrefutable evidence.
The guy has a gift of blissful ignorance. A gift.
We are not rational creatures. Cognitive dissonance is like a blind spot in your rearview mirror. Facts can be right there, staring you in the face, and your mind can still choose to ignore them.
Every single one of these people here, everyone, you.
Enough.
They're customers.
The mind can literally concoct some alternative version of events and delude you into believing it. That is how powerful it is. And here's Jen again, physically resisting the evidence.
I absolutely detest what's served at your restaurant.
Jen, am I keeping you up, darling? Would you like a blanket?
Rolling her eyes, slouching in her seat, pretending to be too tired to deal with this meeting with Gordon Ramsay on TV right now.
We've been here 10 minutes. I think it's the height of bad manners.
And this might be a form of physically discounting the evidence, pretending like it must not be valuable information by acting in such a way. But the absolute height of cognitive dissonance in this video is when Alan gives Gordon his book about how his dad backstabbed him.
Gentle Satan, it was about my father.
Did you have a bad relationship with him?
How can you love someone who stabbed you so much in the back?
Your dad was handing you money?
It was in a trust account.
How much did it take?
$250,000.
Wow.
The story goes that Alan's dad backstabbed him by trying to force him to work in the family business when he didn't want to, which was apparently the mob, but anyway. Yet he has absolutely zero idea that he is doing the exact same thing to his son.
And to think that a father would do that to his own son is beyond shocking.
The way you describe your father, it's exactly the way Daniel would describe you, and I'm sorry to tell you this.
It takes Gordon Ramsay pointing out the situation that he's in, and then he just gets it. I mean, at least he seems to get it.
It's a sequel, but it's live and it's going on in these four walls.
I was wrong, but I apologize to both of you. We can't get together. We may as well just close the door now.
I think basically at some point, the rationalizing can either snowball into full-blown psychotic delusion, or you're forced with changing your behavior, like Alan here. Guys, if you have a show that you think would be good for a behavior change breakdown, please let me know in the comments. Kitchen Nightmares is amazing for it because there are people trying to change and struggling, and that is exactly what I'm looking for. So please let me know if you know of any shows like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.